Hi everyone and welcome back to Bushel Park Golf Club. So today we're going to look at how to hit draws and fades from the tee box and also from the fairways with some iron shots. So we're going to start from the 18th hole here. 18th hole, fairly straightforward tee shot as far as I can hit draws or fades off this tee box depending on what the wind's doing. But certainly if I want to get close for my second shot and try and attack this flag or attack the pin, the green, really it helps to be down that right hand side. Now from the top of this fairway there are two bunkers down the right. We've got one that's sitting right where I want to be pitching my driver and the other one which is more into run out. So the factors that are going to come in here is going to be run out distance, pitching yardage. So I've really got to pitch in the right place. So what I'm going to hit here for you is we're going to hit some draws and show you how to hit some fades as well. My predominant shot is generally a fade. I prefer hitting fade with drivers and I always have done. So the draw doesn't come quite as easy. And we're always going to have one shot that's favoured more than the other, but it's good to understand how we adapt things to set up for that draw and fade for each shot. So the first thing to point out is I've got a line on the floor here which is our baseline, as our target line. Okay, and both this target line is aiming parallel to the big tree you can see up there by the end of the fairway. So the parallel line is I'm from the target line that's running parallel to this target line, and then I have my toe line which is running parallel to this baseline. So that's everything set up for my square shot, and for me that would produce that little fade. If I then want to adapt that to make a draw or a fade, I need to change one of two things. I need to change one, my body alignment. So feet, hips, shoulders. Two, club face. Now the old way of most people would try and make a draw or a fade is they'd aim the club to where they want the ball to finish, and they'd aim the body to where they want the ball to start. Now the problem with that is the ball doesn't start where the swing's going. The ball will start closer to where the club face is pointing. So by aiming the club at the target and the body to the right or left, what we're actually going to create is we're going to create a ball that starts straight and then draws or fades. And what we want to do is draw it back to the target or fade it back to the target. So it's important to get yourself in the right place so that we can get this ball to start to the right or left and finish on your target spot. So to do that, what we need to do is align the whole body to the right, and the club face needs to also be to the right target, but the body's aligned further right, or for a fade be further left. So in this case, I'm going to be taking my alignment stick to give you some idea of where the rest of the body is going to be aiming. We're going to be trying to start the ball towards the right side of this tree, and I want the ball to finish to the left side of the tree. So for the purpose of this alignment stick, I'm going to aim the club straight down that target line, because that is to the right of where I want this ball to finish. My toe line, however, is going to be lined up parallel to the right edge of the tree. So I have my bodies standing closed to my target, and my club face is open to the target but closed to my body, and that's the bit that catches a lot of people out. We don't have everything aiming in train tracks all the time, because that's going to produce your straight shots. We're going to have the feet are going to be closed for a draw, and the club face is going to be slightly closed to this line but open to that target line, and there's where a lot of people fall down on. So my club face is to the right of my final target. My feet are to the right of my club face, and from here I'm swinging along my body line. I'm not trying to manipulate this club, not trying to manipulate where everything's aiming. I get myself set and I do a swing as if I'm going to the right edge of that tree. So set myself up, and ball starts down the right side of the tree line and brings its way back to finish down that left side. So that's my draw. So the draw was body aligned to the right, club face right of target but left of feet. Now the fade is the opposite way round, so we're going to have the body aiming to the left, the club face aiming left of the target but right of my feet. So going the same way in the opposite direction. We have, again, ball now is going to be finishing to the right edge of the tree. So I can still have this club point in the centre of the tree, because that's the left where I want the ball to finish. And I'm going to have my feet set up pointing left of where the club face is going to go. So my feet are going to be pointing to the parallel to the left edge of this tree. My club face is pointing to the middle of the tree. My final target's to the right edge of the tree. So club face, feet, and I'm going to swing along my toe line. And that's how we produce our draws and fades with our driver, changing the way I'm setting myself up. Now when we get to the irons, we're going to tweak a couple of little bits, just because we're now hitting down on the ball, whereas the driver was swinging it on the way up. So the situation we've got here is we've got 166 yards left into this 18th green. Ball's on a little bit of an upslope, a little bit below my feet, so this ball's naturally going to want to fade. So I can always go, okay, well I want to try and play a draw and hold it against that. I can also look at where the wind's going, try and hold it against the wind as well, but not really much wind today, so not really needing to have to play a draw and a fade. But I always like to try and move it one way or the other, and you'll find that as you get more accomplished as a golfer, you'll generally want to play it with one shot shape, or you'll want to play a shot shape every single shot. So if I've got no shot shape I can see clear in my mind, I'll go to my stock, which is a fade. It allows me to aim a little bit left of the flag and let it kind of drift its way back in. If I have to and I have the pins tucked on the left, then I will aim towards the centre green, try and draw it back, and worst case I'm going to hold it out there, it's going to stay straight. So I'm just giving myself the best chance of scoring. So this first one we're going to hit a fade, so again same principles apply. I want my body to align left, the club face to align left of the target, but right of where my body's aimed to. So this line here, the orange line, is aiming directly at the flag. So my club face is going to be a little bit closed to the orange line, but open to the red one. So got the club face ready. My body alignment is going to be matching the red line. And now I'm going to be swinging across the red line. Now this is set up for a big, almost slice. So this is going to be starting the ball at the left-hand bunker and cutting it back in. So it's an aggressive slice. Wouldn't usually play this aggressive of a shot, but for the sake to show you how the whole thing works, body's aligned to the left, club face is a little bit right at my target line, and then I'm going to follow my toe line. So good swing from there. And the ball starts down the left-hand side of that bunker and just drifts its way back in, cutting back towards the flag. It's not quite cut all the way back, it's finished between the bunker's edge and the flag itself. But you can see from the divot here, the divot pattern's going left, and that club face just being held open. It's going to get this ball to drift back from left to right. So playing the draw. Again, opposite way around, same as we had with the driver, where my body's aligned to the right, my club face is closed to the swing direction but open to the target line. So again, everything's aiming down that right hand side, and club face is just a bit closed to where my toes are aligning. So for this one here, we're going to be aiming at the tree that's kind of about 15 yards right at the flag. So I've aligned everything there. Club face is a little bit closed to where my body's aligned to, but open to the final target. And I'm going to commit my swing. Now, because this goes against what I feel comfortable doing, it always has to work a little bit harder to create that draw and not try and manipulate it and not try and use my hands to create the shot shape. So I have to trust the setup, I have to trust my alignment's right, I have to trust the grip's right to get the club face to stay in the same place. So when it goes against your natural shot tendency, you're always going to have that level of commitment and trust to it. And sometimes it's worth over-exaggerating slightly on that sort of shot shape. So for anyone trying to create this draw in practice, I would go a bit more aggressive. So I'm going to be aiming down this right hand side. I'm now aiming at the right hand bunker. I've got my whole body aligned to that right hand bunker. Club face is closed to where my body's aligned to, but open to the target line. And I'm going to commit myself to that shot shape. So I'm committing myself to the target, which is now that right hand bunker. And again, ball starts at the right bunker and starts to turn its way in. Now what you can see here, that's finished just to the left of the flags. I've overdone it a little bit, but you can see the difference in the divots here. I've got one divot which is going out to the right hand side, so again following that draw toe line setup, and the other one which is going across to the left, which is following that open fade toe line setup. So a big portion of this is going to be down to how your body's aligned and making sure feet, hips and shoulders are both aligned to right or left of the target. And having that understanding that the club face is going to be open or closed, but not as much as the body is. So for a draw, body aims to the right, club face aims really halfway between where the body is and where the target is. Fade, body aims to the left, club face is halfway between the body and the final target. And try not to manipulate them is the biggest bit of advice I can give for this one. Once you set yourself up, trust the setup and commit to the swing. Now obviously for left-handed players, we're looking the opposite way round. So drawing a fade is going to be opposite to a right-handed player, but the the whole concept remains the same. Wherever the body's aligned to, club face is sort of halfway between the body and the final target. So hopefully that helps you creating some shot shapes. You can have some fun playing those shot shapes out on the golf course, on the range, and just get really good at playing them at will. But for now, thanks for watching, happy golfing, and we'll see you all again really soon.